Hello, everybody. It's Janet Illuminati on Janet Illuminati's The Glitch. Um, this one is going to be about spirituality and the revolution. Okay, I've been getting a lot of people that are they just woke up, or they were hinting to waking up, or they're trying to figure out that finally that we weren't lying to them. We were trying to tell people, warn people, and talk about what's been going on in our world, about the New World Order agenda, about the Bilderberg Group, about the plans to depopulate, all kinds of things. I already started. My first glitch was about the Georgia Guidestones, so look that up if you're in doubt or ever want any proof that the agenda is to depopulate. And not just depopulate, but bring the population down to under 500 million people. So that's like 700 billion people out here are going to be like, where are we supposed to go? So that's part of the agenda. And then last glitch, I spoke about the Agenda 21, which turned into Agenda 2030, and the Bilderberg Group. So again, Agenda 21 means the year 2021. So we got like 6 months before they start implementing even more of their agenda on the population. As you can see, we're going through right now a coronavirus drill. This is a drill. This is to see how many people will jump and stop on a dime and totally obey what's going on and stuff, or do what they say. This coronavirus thing, I mean, with more research and more things are coming up, that even cannabis can cure coronavirus. Vitamin D deficiency is a big problem. Vitamin D can cure the coronavirus. I even heard that aspirin cures the coronavirus. Colloidal silver will definitely boost up your immune system. I don't care who said it first, or who's trying to sell it, or what Bible thumper is trying to sell it. But the facts are that we have known for a very long time that colloidal silver can boost your immune system and stop a lot of these diseases that they're creating from wreaking havoc on your bodies. So, a little research, and funny thing is that I'm a massage therapist also, a licensed massage therapist. My mom taught me a lot about natural healing and herbs and stuff like that you can do in lieu of going to the medical industry that is all about making money. It's not really about if they heal you or cure you. There's no way for them to make money, right? So anyway, today I want to talk about the spirituality and the revolution. As more people are waking up and questioning and trying to find out what's going on in our world and why is everything so, what this agenda with the coronavirus is about and all that. Okay, a lot of people have no resort. They have no other way to turn but to spirituality. And this is something that a lot of us, especially anonymous, that are trying to keep things peaceful, we discovered that a long time ago. We can't go down the same route that we've been doing systematically. When the powers that be become too oppressive and people revolt, we resort to violence. And the only thing that happens with that is that every other generation, after you skip a couple, we win temporarily, but then a couple generations from now, they'll have to fight again, because they somehow creep in there and take control again and start oppressing us again. So this system of brute force and military and all that, and that's how empires are made. But they start oppressing the people, and the people revolt, and then they have to just flip the game a little, change it up a little. But we should, as the people, should be tired of this merry-go-round, going every other generation. We should stop that. At some point, we have to evolve spiritually in order to beat their system. That's the only thing they can't handle. That's the only thing that they have no power over, is your own spirituality. And like I'm saying right now, I've had several people contact me in private messages and stuff, and they don't know what's going on, and they're scared, and they're starting to question now. Question all the mainstream media which is all bull hype. The mainstream media is there to make sure that you're afraid and make sure that whatever agenda that the New World Order has gets to you. You know what I'm saying? That their whole agenda is to keep us in fear. And the opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is fear. This is why they're blasting coronavirus death tolls and this and that 24/7 on rotation on every major news media. Because the agenda is to keep you fearful. When you're fearful, there's no way you can manifest love or anything loving. You're too scared. You're like, oh my God, it's like a deer caught in headlights. That's why I suggest a lot of people turn off the TV for a while, because that's the agenda is they own the media. So, they just tell them what to say. And there's a lot of videos out there where you would literally see verbatim how they pitch the fear hype, and they do it exactly in every news channel on every different station and all around the country. They say it verbatim, word for word, what they have to tell you to keep you scared. So, of course, when you're scared and you're lacking love, there's no spiritual growth there at all. You're too wrapped up in 3D and vibrating at a very low level when you're in fear. So this is another thing that I want to touch on is how to bring up your vibration and again, the sound can manifest. And let's start with the Bible and stuff. That's what I grew up learning. I'm not a Bible thumper, but there's truths in every single spiritual text and stuff. They put a little bit of truth in there, just enough so that you could feel a little bit of connection, but then the rest of it is based on fear. The rest of it, you better not do this and you better not do that. If you're not perfect, you're just going to make it. You won't cut it. You won't be able. All that is based on fear and control. There's little bits and pieces in every scripture, every religious book, every religion that talks about peace and love. But are they practicing it? Do you see it? If they were practicing it, we would be world peace right now, right? But they're not. They just put little bits and pieces in there just to keep you like, whoa, there's something there. I just don't know what it is. Okay? So when it comes to fear, you want to vibrate at a higher level. In order to grow spiritually, ego has to totally disappear. You can't be in 3D reality and you just can't. You have to change your mindset. You have to believe that there's more to life and the world than what you're seeing in this three-dimensional reality. And there is. A lot of people feel things on 4D dimension, which is astral plane, which is also the vibration of hell. So there's a lot of people out there that are astral planing or whatever and stuff like that. The thing with that is that you're connected to the earth. You can't go any higher. You can't. You have to remain here, which is, they consider it, if I have some stuff on my wall and pictures on my wall that associates the astral plane as the level of hell, because you are attached to the world. You are grounded, not grounded, but just stuck on Earth. You're not able to go out there and find other dimensions and stuff, like 5D and stuff, for example. Basically people are stuck on 3D and 4D, and we're trying to shoot for 5 dimensions, at least 5 dimensions, and at least there are about 11 dimensions, and we're just trying to reach a 5th dimension. So it's just a lot of research that everybody should do on their own. But when I did the multicultural studies, I found out about all the religions because I wanted to get spiritual, and I went through massage therapy school, and this is when you start learning about different ways of healing and Reiki and all that stuff. But anyway, every single place on the planet, they have some kind of religious text, some religious a religion that they all subscribe to, that they all agree upon to follow. And if everybody, the way to world peace is everybody getting involved in multicultural studies. Because when you know and understand what other people pray to, or what their gods are about, or even what they eat, the music that they listen to, how they dance, we need to understand other people's cultures in order to not be so afraid and go, oh, that's all it is. Oh, I understand that, and then you start understanding how other people live their lives and how they go about their day to day and why they do that. And why? Because they have their own set of rules and their own culture. And nobody's perfect and nobody's wrong. We should respect other people's culture and other people's cultures and religions in order to gain world peace. So we found out that the Hindu is the oldest religion, and and you start seeing the similarities. Like the Hindu have three gods, three main gods, which is Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Okay, and then you got the Muslims, and their main god is Allah. And we have the Christianity, Jesus, Jehovah's Witness, all these gods. Trying to get at is and Buddha with the Buddhist religion. All these gods have, like I said, the tone of their names are all the same. They're main gods. Okay, with the Hindu, with all of them. With the Hindu is Brahma. We go Brahma. And Jewish people, Jehovah. Buddhist, Buddha, Jesus. They all have that sound. And that sound manifests. Okay, even in the Bible it says God spoke, let there be light, and there was. So that's the power of your words, the power of sound that manifests, that can create that peace that we all need inside in order to vibrate at a higher level. Because you got a trillion people out there talking about, oh, you got to vibrate at a higher level. How do you do that? Ask them how you do that. They don't know. They're just repeating what they heard other people talking about. But I'm here to tell you how to do it. Okay? Vibration, sound vibration manifests. It manifests peace, energy is everything. Energy is in everything. And what happens is the sound manipulates the energy with the vibration of the energy. So again, all these gods' names have that sound at the end of them. So we're all praying to the same God or the same vibration. And they know that, but they're not going to get into detail about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're trying to, that's made for control. All that other stuff is for control. Now that people are waking up, you need to connect spiritually. You need to tweak your spiritual beliefs and stuff right now. Because if you are waking up and starting to see all these horrific things that are happening, and you're starting to realize that is an agenda, that something's going on, you're not real sure what it is, and you're starting to get confused, that's going to it might even create some anger for you. You might be angry because you're going to look around and see, why is nobody else getting it? Why are the people that are in my immediate circle not understanding what's going on? I get it now, Coronavirus is here to control us. They're tweaking the numbers to make it look like it's really a pandemic or whatever. They're doing something is not right here. So now that you open that can of worms and you're going down a rabbit hole and you're looking at, oh my God, and you start looking up Georgia Guidestones and Agenda 21 and Bilderberg, and you start seeing more and more. This might bring your vibration down because you become scared. What are we going to do in the face of all this they're conspiracies, but they're truth. All these things are actually being done to bring us down, to control us. What can I do with just one person to stop this, or at least slow it down? And then you look around you, you're realizing things are not what they seem to be, but you're on your own. You look around and you're like, could be your spouse or somebody right next to you. They totally don't get it. They're like, they're like, leave me alone. I'm in my 3D happiness. I'm content. I let the government handle everything. I pay my taxes. I don't want to know nothing. I just want to go on with my life. I want to be happy, and I want to live my life, and that's it. I don't want to know nothing. But right now, you can tell them, so how's that working out for you in your life now? Because right now, all this agenda that I've been trying to tell you about is happening, and you're stuck at home, and it is affecting you now. How's your happy life going now? I mean, things are changing, aren't they? You see, you can't go nowhere. I mean, there's only so much you can ignore, but now it's in their face, so they can't ignore it anymore. But there's a lot of people that will say, oh, this is the new norm, and things will get back to normal, and I can go on and continue in my complacent life and just do what I'm supposed to be doing and do as I'm told. And I'm free, right? You're free, but you do as you're told. That's an oxymoron if I ever heard one. But anyway, that's the whole thing. The people are starting to wake up, and you have to be some kind of spiritual sound grounding in order to be able to absorb all the negative things that are actually really happening. And the more you find out, the more you're going to be fearful. But you can't let that get to you, because people will lose their minds. People will have heart attacks just by listening to what's really going on and finding out what's going on. And going deeper into the rabbit hole is no joke. I mean, you're going to find out things, and you're like, how is this possible? How could this have been going on? And I didn't even realize it. But now you're realizing it. You know what I mean? And now it's not a game anymore. So once you become more spiritually involved and you want to get into the revolution and you want to get down with fighting the system, welcome to the fam, Fendi. It's like, welcome to the family. You're not alone. Okay, you are not alone. There's a lot of us out here that are like, oh, hell no, we're not doing this. So there's a lot of people out here. Just connect with a lot of people on here, whether it be Facebook, I don't care what, YouTube, doesn't matter. Try to bring into your circle people that are also woke and grounded, but make sure they're spiritually grounded too, because you don't want to get caught up in this violent stuff and go back and do the same rote violence and brutality that stops the New World Order's agenda for a generation or two, but then we find ourselves doing the same thing over and having to fight them again. This is the seventh generation. You are rainbow children, whether you believe it or not, or whether you researched that enough or anything. We were born in this time to fight this, because this is like crunch time. This is the last straw. This is the seventh generation. This is the time where we evolve or we disappear. And we're going to evolve. My money is on evolution. My money is on every single one of you out there that are even hearing my voice. You're going to wake up. Whether you believe me or not, whether you hate me or love me, whatever the hell it is, you're going to forget about me. It's not about the messenger. It's the message. Okay, this is crunch time. You were the strongest of the strong. That's why you chose, believe it or not, in your past life, you said, I want to come back in this time, and I want to make a difference, and I'm going to fight this, and I'm going to help humanity evolve and go up to a higher level of understanding. And there will be world peace. And there is plenty of room on the planet for everybody. There's plenty of room for 20 billion more, that we can sustain life on this world. And by that time, we'll be going on different planets anyway, to vacationing or whatever. But that's another story. But I'm just saying, like right here and now, if you're woke, if you're waking up, you have no choice. You cannot just stay in your whatever belief system you had. If you're starting to wake up, you're going to need to get more spiritual. You're going to need to look inside and ask yourself questions. You're going to need to be guided. There's a lot about your archangels. My archangels are all over me right now. You know what I mean? I'm carrying them with me. Don't you leave me. You stay right here with me, because I'm going through my own transition right now too. It was a long time I was in the dark. I had already been on a path. Had already been was being led, I feel, to get into the massage therapy industry, to learn about all these modalities and learn how to heal people. And I was approached by Reiki masters and shaman, and they was like, "You got some gifts," and I'm like, "Okay, thank you." But another thing is what I did was you have to know yourself. Okay, you want to know yourself? Do your natal chart. Okay, there's plenty of online uh, places that you can go online and just put in free natal chart, and it'll pop up. And all you need to do is, of course, you know your birthday. You got to figure out, of course, where you were born and what time you were born. Okay, those three things, the time you were born, the place you were born, and the date you were born, and the year, will show you. They can break it down to the placement of all the stars in the sky, in the galaxy, where they were actually on the exact moment that you were born. And knowing that, the day that you were born, you're gonna actually see all the placements of the stars and the planets and everything at that you were born. That's the energy that you bring into your world, into your life. Those are the energies that you carry with you. Nobody can take that from you. Nobody is exactly like you. Everybody is specifically born on their time because it's special. You're very special. You were given these tools, okay? Just by being born, this is the outline of the energies that you're bringing, okay? And then also you should study what energy each planet brings, the alignment of the stars, the constellations, all that. That all has something to do. It will affect you and your life. It's the energy you bring. Okay, like I was born in Manhattan on a Saturday night on April 4th in 1964. When I did my natal chart back in the late 80s, I saw that I would be doing a lot of things later on in life that involved healing and the revolution and a revolutionary thing. So I was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I didn't pay much attention to it. I was like, oh, whatever, you know what I mean? I had no idea. I just knew that was what I was supposed to do, and I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I just lived my life like I did, like everybody else that's asleep. Lived my life. I made some cheese. I had paper, you know what I mean? I was very successful, financial, had a lot of friends, my family, and this and that, and like everybody else, you know what I mean? And then suddenly things started happening in my life. It was like the universe saying, yo, you remember your natal chart? You're not supposed to be engrossed in all these things, all these material things. And I wasn't supposed to be, Miss Cash and Carry or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I was supposed to have more, doing more about revolutionary stuff. And I was supposed to be doing the healing thing. So as things happened in my life, I left this position where I was making six figures with my business. I bought my first home at the age of 28. And it was like, wow, it's like things were happening and then something stopped. I had a job and my finances just stopped. But before that happened, I already knew that I was supposed to be some kind of healer. And I was being led. I got massage, a sports massage, because I was into bodybuilding and stuff. And that was always my lifestyle to be in shape. So I was getting aches and pains, and I said, wow, I need to see somebody about this. And I went to a massage therapist. And they did the stone massage and sports massages, and all I know is that I felt so good, and all the pain was gone, and I was able to work out longer and harder and put more weights on there. And I was elated. And then it just dawned on me, boom, maybe I should get into this business. And just as I was thinking in those lines, my job, they downsized. So they got rid of thousands of people, and I was one of those. They downsized, and I was technologically displaced. So technology took over my job. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna, and I was being led. And so I'll become a massage therapist. And so that's what I did. I got into the healing arts. And I didn't want to be a doctor or something where they cut you open. And I just couldn't I can't deal with stuff like that. I wanted to do something that I could heal people and help people. And then once I started getting into it, I said, oh my God, this is where my heart and soul are at. I love to be able to take somebody's pains away when they get off the table and they were like, oh, I feel so much better. And that to me, that was like, wow, yeah, I'm in, So I got into the healing arts and I was a massage therapist. And like I said, I've always kept my body in shape until until things happen, And so I was able to get into the healing arts. And during that time, I learned a lot about spirituality, all different kinds of modalities of how people heal, and I got into all that, and I was approached by Reiki Master that told me that I had the energy. It was like, because it's in my stars, it's in my natal chart. I'm a healer, I'm Chiron. I'm a wounded healer. So that's another story. Everybody should look all this stuff up. I'm just gonna say things around them today, and you just look up whatever you question and look it up yourself, okay? Because I'm not gonna sit here and drop all these stuff and get everybody flustered or whatever. Whatever you can use, keep and take it with you. But the first thing into knowing yourself is you do that natal chart, and that will guide you into what energies you're bringing to the table in order to be all that you can be your authentic self, because that's being your authentic self. What's in your heart, what's in your bloodlines, what's in your cells to do is in your natal chart. Okay, bloodlines are a totally different thing. I mean, you could be related to somebody and have totally different points of views and way of being. So that has nothing. Bloodlines are okay, but I have friends that I love and trust more than my own bloodline, and that's saying a lot. That's a spiritual love. That's a spiritual thing. So once you start growing in spirituality, you can pick that up. But if you can't sit down and be quiet, that's another thing that I want to talk about besides your natal chart, to let you know what energies you're bringing into the table and what you can work with and how you can become your authentic self. That's number one thing you want to do in order to raise your vibration and be more spiritual. But you have to also pray and meditate. Okay, praying is just asking the universe to help you, asking for help and guidance. And believe me, there are angels out there, and they hear every word you say. And it might not look like it. Maybe the hard times you're going through are part of the process, to make you grow more spiritually. And I believe that wholeheartedly, And the thing about about the spirituality, about meditating. In every religion, they talk about meditating. Meditating is when you quiet your mind. Because I know most people always, blah, 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 they can't shut up. They're always talking, talk. And their mind's always going, blah, 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 I got to do this, I got to do that. There's no way that you can come to self with all that stuff going on. You got to quiet your mind. The only way to be able to hear and hear the guidance and hear your angels is to quiet your mind, not just your mouth, but your mind. Just quiet your mind. Keep your eyes closed and long enough to be able to feel and hear. Pray first, pray for guidance, of course, so they know that you're ready to listen. And then you sit there and you quiet and you close your eyes. When you close your eyes, tell me what you see. When I close my eyes, what colors do you see? When I close my eyes, I've always seen purple, a violet color, purple. That's why it's my favorite color, purple. And then sometimes I get the swirls of green, which is healing. It means healing. Okay, that's another thing. Look into the colors and what they mean. And numerology is another way of balancing things out. My number is 444. I was born on 4464, and it's like I'm the fourth child. It's a lot of things also that you personally can see how these instances where you keep seeing the same numbers, or you close your eyes and you see certain colors. This is about you. Once you know more about yourself and what vibration you bring, the higher you can go. The more you know yourself, the more the things go smooth in your life. You just, as because it's you're being your authentic self, these things are going to come naturally to you. Okay, you're not trying to be something else. Like if you were meant to be a healer, but you don't want to be a healer, you want to be something else, a talk show person or whatever. You want to get into the industry of some other thing. It's going to be hard for you because that's not what your stars are aligned to. That's not what the power. That's not the energy you brought here. That's not what the power that your authentic self is working with. So it's going to be a struggle for you. You know, when I got into, like I said, the massage therapy thing, it was smooth. You know, I understood everything. I understood all the different modalities. I didn't have to, it was just something smooth. And until this day, I can heal. I heal myself. I was told in 1995 that I had 2 years to live. Okay, but because I'm a healer, look at what people produce, what they manifest. People, if you're gonna take advice, okay, I'm a healer. I'm supposed to be dead in 1997, but here I am in 2020, dodging the coronavirus. It's supposed to be killing everybody, right? And I feel fine. Okay, so when someone tells you, I'm a spiritual leader, look around them. What have they manifested that they feel that they can say something like that to you? I mean, actions are louder than words. What have you manifested? You are in a happy relationship, or I mean, you're gonna talk to me about being in a good and happy relationship. How's your relationship? Do you have one? You don't. So why are you talking to me about my relationship? You know what I'm saying? It's like you're not really showing me. You know, it's like when you want to talk to somebody, and when somebody starts talking about money. Money, 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 which is something very low vibration. But money, 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 money. Okay, you're talking to me about money. What have you done to produce, to make money? Where you live? Let me look around. And if they don't, if their mouth talking doesn't it's not congruent with their lifestyle, then there's something wrong there. You know what I'm saying? Don't take that advice. Don't take advice from somebody that financial advice from somebody that's bankrupt, or you know what I'm saying? Don't do it. You gotta practice what you preach, yo. You gonna talk to me about spirituality? Okay, let's talk to me about spirituality. Let me see what you have produced. What have you done for other people? Can other people, whatever? Can somebody tell me that you've been able to help them without any agenda, hidden agenda, or anything like that? No? Okay, so why are you talking to me about spirituality? You talk to me about spirituality, but you turn around and you could be angry. You're talking shit about other people. You're generally don't like to see other people doing better than you. So what kind of spirituality is that? I don't need that. I want a spiritual person that can always be at peace, can heal. If they tell me they're a healer, you better have healed. You know, I healed from HIV. I healed from full-blown AIDS. And I'm still here. I should have been dead. So, yeah, I might know a little bit about healing, you know. And I have no problem telling people. I'm not a doctor and I'm not here to diagnose, but I can tell you a few things that you can do to heal yourself. You know, and I'm going to go a little long here because there's a lot of things. I haven't written anything down. I'm just speaking from my mind and stuff, or what I'm being guided, again, what I'm being guided to say. And in order for you to join the revolution now, it's not about brute force. It's not about who's got the bigger guns. It's not about who can throw a Mazel Tov cocktail further. It's not about catching a smoke bomb and throwing it back with gloves. It's not about this. That. It's about the inside. If we want world peace, it starts in here. It starts with you knowing who you are and what you bring into the table in order to accomplish our agenda of saving the world, of making everything more peaceful, of healing everybody, if everybody got plenty to eat, and none of this stuff about scarcity and violence that they're trying to push on us constantly. Okay, I found my tribe when I found Anonymous, because I've always been an activist. I've always been a gay rights activist. I fought in West Palm Beach for what just passed now. They were being messed with at the workplace for being LGBT. So I fought for that. And in West Palm Beach, they have an ordinance that even before it came out in the nation now, the Supreme Court, you cannot fire somebody for being LGBT. That was the ordinance that I fought for here in West Palm Beach. I'm in Palm Beach right now. For Lauderdale, they have a different thing. They have a large LGBT community, so it was much easier. But it came from here, from Palm Beach County, that I fought for the right for LGBT people to work in the workplace and not be discriminated against. Now, thank God, finally, now at the end of the world, right? Now we can work and not be discriminated against. But I already have a track record of all that. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing, is people's track records, you know? Find out what they've done in the past and stuff. And so when they open their mouth, you know, what you got to back it up. Here you go. Here's a lawsuit right here. I let it go moot because it wasn't about money. It's about respecting my community and stop fucking with us at the workplace. So that's all it was about. And that's all I wanted, and that's what I accomplished, and move on. It doesn't have to be the messenger. It's not important. Are you getting the message? Are you getting the message? Okay. So, and Anonymous is all about peace all the time, so that I just fit for me like a glove because I'm about peace. I'm not about doing the same redundant violence thing over and over again. Yeah, we outnumber them, and yeah, we'll beat them and this and that. They'll go hiding back under a rock, and then we'll have to do this in another couple hundred years. Our kids will have to be doing this, or grandchildren. We'll have to fight the same people over and over and over again. But this is the time, the seventh generation, the rainbow children, the crystal children, the all that are being born now are hotwired to change the system, but make it last. And the only way to make it last is spiritually. We have to go within. Don't follow no spiritual leaders. That's another thing I'm afraid of. I don't want to be screwed up and people thinking trying to be a spiritual leader. Fuck that. You see what they do to spiritual leaders? Fuck that shit, you know? So I'm not. I would sit here and be my authentic self and tell you fuck that shit with no qualms or whatever, with no qualms. My thing is to evolve peacefully, not to be any kind of leader. I don't want to follow any leaders, and I don't want to be a leader. I think everybody should worry about themselves, get their spiritual growth in check, and stop looking around at other people. The spirituality is between you and yourself. Once you start waking up and finding out who you are, what you bring to the table, your numerology, the this or that, whatever resonates with you, speaking to your guides, asking them to help you and lead you, and being quiet enough to hear them, then this is when your spiritual growth really begins. It has nothing to do with anybody else. Never mind who's watching. That doesn't, it's that. Matter of fact, ego is the only thing that will squash it. Ego, anger, this need to push your way on everybody, this need to control everything, that is low vibration, and it will keep you from your spiritual growth. You have to leave all that behind. You have to give it up. Give up the financial thing. Just leave it in God's hands, or the universe's hands, whatever you want to call it. And again, your spiritual growth right now is very important, because it's the only thing you're going to have to hang on to at the end of the day. And Anonymous was right there. The no leaders and Anonymous, which I was like, all right. I cannot follow orders. I just brought bad with that, you know. And this gives you the chance to know yourself and do exactly what you need to be doing right now. What do I need to be doing in the world? Be quiet. Be so quiet when you pray that only you and the universe or God can hear your prayers. Okay? And then remain quiet so that you can hear and get guidance as to what you should do next. You'll be surprised how when you're in that zen, in the universe, you feel the universe around you, and you feel that the quietness, and then you start getting the ideas, and then it opens you up to hear what you should do next. You'll hear it clear as day. You say, who said that? No, it's just be quiet. Don't answer back. Keep your mind blank, and you will hear, and you will feel things. Not so much hear, but you will feel things. Oh, that's what I should be doing. Oh, I see now. You know what I mean? It will open you up. Don't ask questions to anybody. There's a lot of lost people out there that want to be like regulating and telling people, oh, well, you gotta sit in the lotus position for 12 hours without blinking. Come on now. Your spirituality is between you and the universe. Nobody else can tell you how, who, what. That's between you and the universe, and be quiet. The only thing I know could tell you is to just stay quiet long enough so that you can hear, so that you can be guided, and so you can be led. And go out in nature and notice the animals. I've seen I've seen a lot of red cardinals. Just literally flew right in front of me yesterday. I'm seeing I see a couple of blue jays, and I've seen a dragonfly that was staying right in front of me for like 10 minutes, just flipping its wings. These are messages from the universe. And there was a butterfly that followed me for a good 2 blocks. It was just followed me along. And that's another symbol. A caterpillar walked in front of me today. I got to look that one up. But there's a lot of things that nature will also guide you and tell you you're on the right path or what you need to do. And you look that up. You research it. What does this mean? What's the spiritual meaning of this? Your dreams also. The thing with dreams is when people are in astral plane, this is what I want to talk about. There's different levels of growing here. And while you're in astral plane, you don't want that. You don't want to stay stuck to the world. You don't want that. You shouldn't be afraid of that silver cord breaking. I mean, you shouldn't be going around trying to find other people that are on the same plane or trying to have astral sex or that dry fucking thing that goes on within the astral plane. That's not what I want. So when I get into my dreams and I realize that I'm dreaming, okay, what I do is I shoot out into the stars. I just go as far away from the planet as I can. And that's where you will find the Akashic Rose. And this is where you find other very advanced beings, and it's just fascinating up there. And I wish everybody else would stop, hanging around planet Earth on their astral plane and doing the basic big shit, and go out there and really try to find your Akashic files and the scrolls, and try to go further with your spiritual. Now that you can do that, you can go further than that. Why stay stagnant right there on Earth? There's nothing. This is not a place to be. I mean, if you want to grow spiritually, why you want to stay in here? You just got to go further for that. So again, I've had dreams where I've asked the universe. Actually asked some angels. I actually wrote that down in one of my pictures there. I have a meme that describes when I went through the pink clouds, and it was pink and gold, and I saw like 5 beings that had wings that looked like angels. They seemed androgynous, and they spoke to me telepathically because I asked, what am I supposed to be doing here on Earth? That's a question that you can ask also when you're in that state. What is my purpose here on Earth? I don't want it to just be eat, drink, shit, and sleep, and this can't be it. So what is my purpose on Earth? And I heard the angel look back there was 5 of them, and the angel looked back at the other 5 beings, and they nodded their head, and he telepathically told me to bring back the old medicine. And with that, I woke up. I saw where the scrolls were. I saw bases for the scrolls, and I saw it was like a big library to the open with like marble, but it was beaming. It was unbelievable. There's only one way to do that, is to go there yourself. And we all capable of doing this. You don't have to take anybody's word for anything, especially when it comes to your spiritual growth. Don't do it. Do it on your own. Okay, they can lead you. You can get a lot. Like I'm trying to do now. I'm just telling you, heads up. Do your natal chart. Open up. Try to meditate. Be at peace. Listen to sound vibrations also. Is another thing that you want to learn how to raise your vibration. There's prayer, meditation, and finding out what your energy, your authentic self is here. But there's also frequencies that you can listen to. You can look it up on YouTube. 432 is the first frequency, is the vibration of you. And then there's 528, which Nicola tells us spoke of and said that's where that's the vibration of healing, and 528 hertz. And then the 639 hertz has to do with love. These frequencies go along with your chakras, along with your endocrine system. The endocrine system and the chakras are in the same exact areas. So somehow the Hindu knew where these chakras were. And when the medical industry figured out, hey, that's where the endocrine system is. And the endocrine system releases hormones. It's what creates fight or flight. But anyway, the heart chakra is vibrates at 639 hertz. And then go up to your throat chakra. It's 741. 741 is the blue. Everything has a color and everything has a vibrational tone. There's the ability to speak out, the blue. And then, of course, you get to the indigo. And then it's the pineal gland, which is the top, which is the one that they squash with fluoride. Okay, they went after our endocrine system, where all our chakras are and where all our endocrine glands are, which is what brings us the spiritual spark of life. And they try to die it all out. They even try not to talk about it. Okay, but your pineal gland is part of your endocrine system, and it's the highest one. It's right in the middle of your brain, and that's the one that vibrates in purple, violet. Okay, that's your window. That's your Wi-Fi. That's how you connect to the rest of the world. And they squashed that with the fluoride. They calcified your pineal gland with fluoride, talking about you're gonna have beautiful teeth, but it dried up your pineal gland. It calcified it, and so you can't feel that connection with everybody else. Thankfully there's ways. Your body will always heal. You can heal your pineal gland. There's cannabis that will heal it. That's what I use. You can get the fluoride out of your water. That's the first thing you need to do, is to bring that back. Get a reverse osmosis system and make sure that it takes out the fluoride in your water. Stay away from fluoride. That dries up your pineal gland. And that's what stops you from your spiritual growth. And the way you eat, that's another thing, though. We're going to talk about, I have to do one about Monsanto and everything that they're doing to our food and water. But right now, I just want to touch on the pineal gland, the endocrine system, and how to cleanse that out. Okay, even what's that called? Cilantro can also clean your pineal gland. Okay, look it up, research it. What can decalcify your pineal gland? What can take the fluoride out of your pineal gland? There's trillions of ways to do it. And once you do that, you can awaken. You can catch when you meditate, and you can hear the guidance from the archangels, from your guardian angels, from your ancestors. And they're all screaming at the top of their lungs, do something, I know you can do something. You didn't come back to sit, watch TV and eat and drink. There's more to us than that. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta believe. You gotta believe that you weren't here just to be basic and go bargain shopping and you know what I'm saying? What basic people do, and you gotta evolve from that in order for us to be able to change the world, which we are going to. And I can see it now. There's a lot of people waking up right now, and we're gonna reach for the stars, and we're gonna fix all this mess. And that's why I'm with Anonymous, because they're like all about peace and love, and that's the new revolution, is a revolution of love and conscience. And we've been telling people that for many years. This isn't about violent revolution. We have to articulate. It's gonna be about evolution of the mind and evolution of the heart and soul. It's gonna be where we recognize that, hey, we're not just this sack of meat and bones. We have a spirituality attached to us. That breath that I just took and released. You can take that in and come back out. You can't keep that energy. That breath is your life. That's the breath of life. That's what we all have in common. That breath that you took in and exhale. Everybody has to do that. We're all part of that. We're all part of that breathing, that oneness. That's what connects us. But when they squash our pineal gland ability, then we're not able to communicate as well at a different level anymore. So a lot of us have cleaned our pineal gland out, and we see what's coming, and we see what's going on, and you can do it too. Everybody has the ability to do it. Don't follow anybody. Follow yourself. Don't let anybody tell you about your spiritual growth. That is your own experience. It's supposed to be personal. It's supposed to be quietly. You find these things out and you grow. But in order to be part of this revolution, it is a must, because of all the things that they're doing are so mind-blowing and heart-wrenching, that we have to be sound spiritually in order to affect positive change that we know we can accomplish together. Okay? We have to get our spiritual shit on point. Okay? You have to be strong spiritually in order to be able to absorb all this negativity and see all the signs. I mean, right now, by default, I have Audrey Hepburn over here. I got a lot of pictures of Audrey Hepburn in this room right now. This is by default. Audrey Hepburn say, nothing is impossible. Even the word impossible says, I'm possible. Okay, by default, the spirit is guiding me and say nothing is impossible. Okay, these are things you have to look for. You're going to notice little things like this. Look it up if you're confused. We got the internet at our fingertips. Find out why you just saw that or why you're feeling this way, this and that. Don't ask anybody. There's too much information out there for you to be asking, oh, well, how? No, look it up. You don't need to ask people questions anymore. Look it up on your own. Trust yourself. Love yourself enough to say, hey, I'm stuck here. I don't know what to do. Trust yourself. Trust your instincts. Trust that love is the strongest force in the world. And through love, you can heal. And once we heal ourselves, we're all Chiron. We're all wounded healers. Once we learn how to heal ourselves, this is how we create world peace. Because if I'm at peace, I don't want to fight with nobody, and everybody else can be at peace. And you're going to be able to see the people that really live what they speak. And you're going to be able to peg a fake. I mean, I had 100 patients. It'd be like, what did you just say? You just said this, and that. Do you actually know what that means? Oh, okay. You don't know what it means. You're just repeating rote stuff. So be careful with that. There's a lot of false prophets, like they say, will be out there. And I'm not trying to be one of them. I'm trying to tell you your spiritual growth depends on you. Your spirituality is your business between you and the universe. But it's there for everybody. It's there for the taking, especially right now with everything that's going on. It's time. It's time. Right now. Wake up, people. Wake up, sleeping giant. We want to affect world peace and change everything that's going on. Go within or you go without. Okay? So I just wanted to say that and have a lot more. I want to do a lot more of these videos. This is, just like I said, it's crunch time, and it's going to involve everything, every subject. So if you want, just drop me a line and let me know what you want to hear about next, and we'll research it together, and we'll find out what's going on, what we can do to fix this mess. We're on crunch time right now. But I believe in the people. I believe in you. I believe in you. I know you're going to get it. I know you're going to wake up. I know you're going to be your authentic self. And you're going to be the best you that you possibly can. And this is the time to do it. No more beating around the bush. I believe in you. And I love you all. Y'all have a great day. Peace.